Hello, Living Dead Dolls fans. This is Josh, aka Doggiepants, and I'm coming at you by myself again to do a review of one of the newest sets of Living Dead dolls that have just come out. Unfortunately, again, Mezco Toys, on the very super ultra limited dolls, this set's only limited to 50. They were unable to send me a set, which I am not complaining. Thank you so much, Mezco Toys, for all that you send me. I love it. But I have a fan out there and also a friend, Afea LeVay, who whenever there are limited sets seems to send me them to review, and I always appreciate it. So thank you so much, Afea. Big shout out to you. So today we're actually taking a look at the Series 29 variant glow-in-the-dark dolls. Super limited, limited to 50 sets, which is incredible. And also, they were very expensive on the Mezco Direct site. They were $375, which I think is the highest that we've ever had for a set of dolls through Mezco Toys. So if you want to get these dolls, they are going to be expensive because $375 is the lowest that you could have got them for. They're going to go up in price on eBay, already have. So just be aware that if you want these dolls, you're going to have to shell out some money. They are very cool though, so heads up. One thing about Series 29 that I loved is when Damien first was talking about this set, he referred to it as being a kind of a throwback to old school Living Dead dolls, which I totally agree. I really like this set. It was one of my favorite sets that's come out recently. There's something about them that's kind of feels like a little bit of a nod to earlier sets, which I love. They're super spooky. But let's take a look at the dolls, shall we? Well, first I'm going to start with the coffins. So the coffins on this variant set are exactly the same as the regular version. So if you have the regular versions, it's the exact same. You don't have to figure out what it's going to look like. No handles, black coffin, black tissue paper. And then the chipboard is basically what they did was the promo picture that they first released of the Living Dead dolls for Series 29. They kind of cropped that picture into little pieces and created the chipboards for this set. So this one actually is for the girl in black, but you see that it has her shadow there standing in a graveyard, and that is from the promo picture. It says Series 29, the Nameless Ones, which is kind of the title they used for this set, and then her name and the poem. So rather simple, great coffin. Again, exactly the same as the original. So I'm going to start with my least favorite doll and go to my favorite like I always do. This set, again, great set, so they're all good dolls. The order is a little bit different than the regular set, and I think it just has to do with the glow-in-the-dark body and the way that they look kind of with that new plastic. So let's start with my least favorite doll, and that is the After. He is actually a really cool doll. I love the boy dolls. I do. I've always loved the boy dolls. And the thing about the After is he exists outside of this set. He was first seen during the Living Dead Dolls art show, which happened quite a few years ago. And basically, if you don't know what the art show is, Google it, look it up. It's really freaking cool. Basically, Mezco sent out a bunch of blank dolls to a bunch of artists around the country. They created their own versions of Living Dead dolls, and then they had this giant art show where they showcased them. Now, it wasn't just artists from around the country. It was also Mez made one or a couple. Damien did a couple, also did some paintings, and then Ed did some as well. Ed did this kind of diorama piece with maybe 4 dolls in it, and one of the dolls was actually, boom, the After, the exact version of the After. So it's kind of cool that he made it into mass production. But yeah, super cool, the After. Check out the Living Dead Dolls art show, worth it. Let's take a look at the doll. So I'm going to start with his outfit. He's got this brown robe, right? And the way that this robe is created is it's all one piece. And unlike a lot of Living Dead Dolls outfits, there's no Velcro in it. So taking him out of this outfit is pretty much near impossible. Basically, I don't think that it would come up over his head. You'd probably have to pop his head out to get it completely off. But I just wouldn't mess with it. It's a very flimsy material. It is, and I apologize, I say it wrong all the frickin' time. It is muslin. I have an MFA, and I still say muslin sometimes. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyways, okay, so it is a muslin material. It is brown, and basically it was stitched right here up the front, and you can see the folds in the actual material. So it's legit stitched with this kind of light brown crisscross stitching right there. You're going to notice at the bottom and the sleeves are very frayed. You do not want to pull those threads. It's not worth it. It's also frayed around the top of his hood. You're also going to see that one of the sleeves is actually shorter than the other. Do not fret. That is not your doll. That is intentional. It's basically like this outfit was thrown together for this guy and he's doing what he can. He also has this bandaging on his left arm, and it's kind of standard Living Dead Dolls bandaging that we've seen a million times before. It's not as hard as, say, Bride of Valentine Series 3. It's a little bit softer, not so much glue, but it's definitely permanent. You're not going to be able to take that off. Yeah, but that's his outfit. He doesn't have any shoes, so just heads up. Let's take a look at his face. He is a bald doll too, which I actually always prefer when the dolls have hair and shoes. But there's something about him and the design of him that it makes complete sense, and I kind of like it, especially in this green glow-in-the-dark material. It's really spooky looking, his bald head. But yeah, let's take a look at his face paint. Bam! There he is. So he's got a little bit of black around his eyes. There's some red there. And then his pupils are really bright white popping color, right? He is a screaming doll with some yellow teeth, a little pink tongue in there, and then there's some kind of splitting around his screaming mouth, which is nice. And then there are some little bumps. I don't think that's part of the mold. No, that's all just paint on his face as well. But yeah, that is his face paint. He is really cool. I like him. He's a good boy doll. I'm going to hold up the regular version of him so you can see what they look like next to each other. Again, the outfits are exactly the same on this variant set. The only difference is the glow-in-the-dark skin. So there they are. Yeah, so that is the after. Next up is the silent one. And the silent one was actually probably was my least favorite from the original set. But I like her a little bit more in this set, and it's because, and you'll see it when I turn on the black light at the end of this video, but she glows. Like, she is a hardcore glow-in-the-dark doll. When she's on my shelf and I turn the lights off to go to bed, it's like, bam, she's in your face, which I think is kind of cool. If you're going to make a, glow-in-the-dark doll, I say tinkle or get off the potty, So let's do it. There's something about the white outfit, I think, that really just makes it pop so much. Yeah, but let's take a look at her outfit. So there's a lot of cool things about the outfit on the silent one. We'll start with her dress. Her dress, I wish she had a little bit more of a tutu since she's got this kind of ballerina thing going on. But they went with a rather simple kind of dress. This material is the same material that is the dress on Ruby from Series 28. So it feels like a picnic table cloth kind of material. It's very plasticky feeling. Yeah. And it's all one piece. It's pretty standard little, dress, little bodice. There's a couple little pleats right there in the front. It's all one piece. It Velcros in the back. It's meant to look a little dirty, so you're going to see some gray on the white there. And then it looks like maybe her tongue was cut out, and so the blood kind of went down the front of her dress as well. One nice thing that sometimes people don't realize in the promo shot, or just in photos of this doll, is she does have tights on. They're a really tight knit mesh kind of fishnet tights for her to kind of go with that ballerina feel. So there we go. And then she also, my favorite thing about this doll is that she has new Living Dead doll shoes. We have so few shoes for Living Dead dolls, right? But she has got a new design, which are the little ballet slippers, right? So there's a little bit of elastic around the top of that shoe. And then obviously there is some ribbon that crisscrosses and ties into little bows. Oops, there we go. Little bows in the back of her legs. So it's really, really nice. The only problem is they're not the best shoes to get Living Dead dolls to stand in. So if you display them open like I do, standing, it's a little difficult to get her to make sure she doesn't tumble off the shelf. So it's a little finagling. The last piece of her outfit is her little fascinator, which is on the top of her head. It is, I'm going to hold it up, it's made out of felt with a couple little kind of rosettes on it. There is a little bit of feather as well, you can kind of see that. And then coming off of it is that same kind of tight mesh that comes for just the littlest hint of a veil that comes right down there. This is actually held in place not with the kind of little Velcro piece that we see in a lot of these things, but there's plastic on it. And I made a mistake on my Living Dead doll, so just be aware. If you're the kind of person that, they have a little plastic around their outfits and stuff, you're constantly cutting them, be aware that this clear plastic for her hat, you see how it goes down the back of her head, behind her ears, and under her chin? Do not cut that because that is her hat. And I did, unfortunately, on my regular version, stupidly one day. And so now it's kind of just, the hat's just in place. So, but that is what holds her little fascinator in place, so don't cut that. Yeah, let's get to her hair. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. The hair is very thinly rooted. It's just around the outside edge, but they do that usually when they pull dolls back into a bun. So if you're going to change your hairstyle, I don't know, you might want to rethink it. She's got these little curls that hang down on the side of her head, and if you are very particular about the dolls, I mean, if you can get any version of this doll, you're going to be lucky since she's so limited. But maybe for the original Series 29, if you're picking her out and you like your doll sealed, try to find one that you can hold in your hands to see how tight these curls are. I've seen a couple where one's like hanging down to here, it's super loose. You just want to make sure you get a nice curl on the side. And she's got some pretty good curls on these ones here. Her hair is pulled back into this tight bun, right? And then that's just held in place with the usual like clear plastic hair tie. Oh crap. Sorry, the silent one. See what I mean about her shoes? She doesn't want to stand ever. What's interesting about this doll, and I'm trying to see if it's true of the regular version. It is, but I guess it just doesn't look that way. Her hair against the green skin looks a little pinkish. I think it's just the color of the blonde hair, but it actually comes across a little pink, which I love. It feels a little Lulu-like, which I like. Yeah, but that's her. Let's take a look at her face paint. Bam. There's a lot of blood on this doll, so she's got some red smudging around her eyes. A pretty simple blue eye. And then there's blood. It looks like her tongue was cut out, maybe, coming down her chin. And then there are some bumps on her head. And those bumps on her head, like the original Posey Series 1, is built into the mold and then just stained with a little bit of pink. Again, she glows incredibly, which is really nice. Yeah, and that's it. That is the silent one. Here is the regular version of her. You're going to see that one of my curls is rather loose, like I talked about. But there they are. So she was a white skin doll, now green. All right, so there we go. That is the silent one. Moving on to, I always say it wrong, and I just realized I can't remember if it's She Who Must Not Be Named or She Who Cannot Be Named. I think it's She Who Must. Yeah, but anyways, here she is, number 3. And this doll is actually really cool. I love the regular version of her. And I like this version of her too, but I think that it just translates better on the regular version. But here, let's take a look at her. Her outfit is super cute. She's got this dress that's all one piece, right? So it's got this lovely black and white, or black and gray kind of striped material going on here. It is a little bit pleated in the front. There is this belt that goes across that's sewn into place, so you can't really move it. I mean, you can move it up and down. It's tacked in the back. There are 3 buttons going down the front of her dress. She's got a little bit of pattern to the design of her dress. I wish that the pattern for this dress was a little bit cleaner. You're going to see that like one side seems a little bit thicker on this stitch that goes at an angle than this one does. But it's all right. She's got kind of a high-necked collar. Is that folded down? No. Is it folded down on the other one? No. Yeah, I never really noticed that, but the collar kind of goes high up on her neck. There we go. She does have a poofy sleeve which is a little tighter around her arm. There we go, right here. But that's it. It Velcros up the back, and that's pretty much it. Simple but cute dress. She's got the standard Living Dead Dolls Mary Jane shoes with white socks. Love socks. And then let's move on. Oh, she's got this little bow, right? And like I was talking about with a lot of these kind of little bows, there's a little bit of Velcro on the bottom, so you can take it off and place it wherever you want. It sticks to her hair pretty hardcore, so you're not going to lose that. Don't freak out too much about it. Her hair is decently rooted, especially for these glow-in-the-dark dolls. I find that the hair rooting is a little bit lacking on this set. Coming out of the coffin, I did need to kind of mess with her hair a little bit because it was a little all over the place, so just be aware that that may be the case. She's got really nice bangs here, which I love. And then, yeah, so pretty thickly rooted, good hair, black. Moving on to her face paint. Now, I think, yeah, she's got some of the best airbrushing for this set. See all that airbrushing coming off her eyes? She's got a gray eye with a bright white pupil. Her mouth is just a hot mess, and there's a little bit of kind of like uh, cracking coming up off of her face. That's just paint, not part of the mold. It's a simple face paint, but really, really haunting. I like it better on the regular version of her than I do on the glow-in-the-dark version of her, but it's still really cool on the glow-in-the-dark version as well. And it makes her look really spooky when the lights go out and you can see the glow-in-the-dark version of her. I really, really like it. Yeah, but that's her. She cannot be named, must not be named. Sorry, one of the two. Oh, and let's see regular version of her. Bam! There she is. Do you see what I mean? How it's a little bit spookier in this regular version than it is in this doll? Yeah. But that's it. There we go. Moving on, and this is tough because the regular version of this doll is one of my favorite Living Dead dolls that they put out in a long time. But I just like the other doll the best in the glow-in-the-dark version. It's she who walks the night. It takes a minute for me to remember these dolls' name. It's a lot. But yeah, here she is. Simple, simple, beautiful, beautiful doll. Love her. The regular version of her is one of my favorite dolls that have come out in a long time. I think she's super, super pretty. And even Damien himself, when we did some interviews with Damien, he talked about being really proud of this doll, the original version. So she is worth nabbing if you get a chance. But here is the glow-in-the-dark version of her, right? The dress is so simple. It's like a little nightgown, right? So she's a sleepwalker. There's a little bit of lace material. Not lace, yeah, I guess kind of a lace. That goes right here around the front. It's an interesting neck there with like a little bit of a V, comes up. And then I don't know, comes straight down from there. It's hard to explain this outfit. She's got a little bit of a poofy sleeve with a little more lace detail that's right here around the arm and then also right here at the bottom of the sleeve. That same lace detail in 2 layers is at the bottom as well. So we got a lace here and then more lace here. But that is pretty much it. There's not any staining. It's a really simple white, bright white outfit. Again, because it's white, her glow-in-the-dark version really pops when you're in the dark. You'll see in a minute. But yeah, but that's her outfit. It's beautiful, it's simple, it's gorgeous, it's hardcore Living Dead dolls. I love it. She is a barefoot doll, which is cool, makes sense because she's a sleepwalker. And then she's got this bright red hair. And again, it is decently rooted, but if you pull it apart, you can see really easily some bald spots. So I wish there's something about these glow-in-the-dark dolls that they're just not, the hair rooting is not as on top of it as the regular version. But her hair is super, super cute. Now, with this doll, especially the regular version, it has a significantly more hardcore swoop down. This variant version, the swoop is not as intense. It looks almost like her bangs are all one length. I'll show you when I show the original version. So all I can speak to is this one that I have in hand, so I don't know. Maybe she's just a little bit different than some of the other 50 that were created. She does have this hair bow kind of in her hair with this piece of ribbon that goes down the side, and the ribbon has a little bit of elastic on the bottom of it, so it goes behind her ear and under her chin. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. If it comes out of her hair, getting it back in place to make it look nice is a little difficult, so just be aware of that. But yeah, that is her hair, and then we've got some really lovely face paint going on. See that? Look at that really nice pink airbrushed eye with that dark black eye and yellow pop coming out, and then a simple pink lip. There's something about, again, the regular version that is really haunting with this face paint, and it's haunting on her as well, but the green, I just don't think it works quite as well as the original. But that is She Who Walks at Night. Great, great, super cool doll. Here is the regular version. Bam. See, look at the side swipe on that, those bangs that she's got. It's just very different on this doll than it is on this one. And also, I just love the white color of her face on the regular version. Oh, I also forgot to mention there is a little bit of a tie right there on the front of her outfit too. A little like shoelace looking tie. Very, very cute doll though. There we go. She Who Walks at Night. And that means that my favorite doll of the glow-in-the-dark version is the girl in black. And it's just because there's so much going on with this doll. They like really went all out. I love it. She's super cool. Let me get her in a place where she stands well. There we go. The outfit is on point, you know? And I guess I haven't gotten Series 30 yet. I don't know why. Mezco's a little bit later than some of the other people in putting out Series 30 and Oz. So I haven't got those yet. But that's the thing that's lacking a little bit from Series 30 for me is the lack of one doll with kind of a big, elaborate costume. And I know it's hard. You know, they have a lot of different molds in that set. But she was the elaborate costume for Series 29, and it was incredible. I'm going to try to explain this as quickly as I possibly can. Her outfit has multiple layers on it, right? So it's all black. There is the standard skirt, right? And then stitched on the side are these multiple, it's a second layer of skirt, but it's done bunched up so there's a lot of volume in the dress, right? And that's true on the back as well. So it gives a lot of volume. And then there's this bustle that's right in the back as well. And the way they did with this is they stitched it around her waist, and then they put a little bit, you're going to see that like some elastic at the bottom of this bustle to give it, so it pulls it and makes it stick out a little bit. There we go. So she actually has a hardcore bustle. It's kind of ingenious the way that they designed this outfit. I'm going to pull up the veil a little bit so you can see what's going on underneath. So here is the bodice of the outfit. And you're going to notice that there is, it looks almost like a vest. There's a little bit of kind of a mesh lace going on this vest with a little bit of a satin lapel. And then there is an under part that is just black with a high neck. She has a little bit of a poofy sleeve that comes down into a tapered sleeve right there. But this is all one piece. So it's stitched. It's multiple layers, really elaborate costume, all one piece, and it does Velcro right here up the back, so you can take it off. She does have the standard Living Dead Dolls witchy boots, but no socks, unfortunately. And then she has this amazing hat, which I'm going to take off of her real quick. Boom, so you can get a good look at it. So this is her hat. It is that plastic, same plastic material with the felt over top of it. But it's pretty elaborate. It's got this kind of feather boa that goes all the way around it. There's some roses right there in the back. It's 5 of them, 5 black roses. And then coming off the back of the hat are these intense feathers. She's got a really long mesh veil going on. And then this is held in place just like Goria, with a little bit of ribbon that goes, so you can see right there, that goes underneath her chin. Now, one complaint, the only complaint that I have about the girl in black is that when you put her hat on, she's got this bun in the back that wants the hat to be tilted a little bit too far this way. So it takes a little finagling when you get her out of the coffin to get it, perfected in place. Here is her hair. The hair is actually pretty thinly rooted, really thinly rooted for this one. Again, it's right around the edge, but you can move the hair pretty easily and see scalp. I wish it was a little bit thicker. I feel like the original version is thicker for some reason. It's pulled back into a low bun right here and then held in place with a clear plastic hair tie as well. Her face paint is intense, right? She's got the black, dark eye, and then she is a screaming doll, but there's no teeth on this doll. It's just a gaping, wide, open mouth with black, and it looks like oil coming down. She's got the branching on her face, and I think I mentioned this in the regular version or video as well. I'm kind of a little tired of the Living Dead dolls branching on the face. Like here and there it's all right, but the intense branching is, we've seen it used quite a bit, and I'm a little over it. But again, she looks cool. I love this doll. Great doll, worth getting. I have a feeling that down the road she's going to end up being a collector's fave as well. I like her better than the original version, and it's because her skin is green. The original version, which I'm going to hold up now, here we go. She was a pink-faced doll, and with... This is really inappropriate, but I'm going to say it anyways because whatever, everybody's not 13 that's watching this video. My roommate refers to her as the testicle doll because the pink and the veining, it looks a little naughty. And so something about her being in green is a little bit better. Like I think she would have been stronger if she had been a white-skinned doll. But yeah, but there they are, the two of them. She does come with one little accessory that I forgot to mention, and that is her bouquet. And this is a standard kind of Living Dead Dolls flower bouquet. It's all painted black. It's got the little green. She does have a curved hand, so she can easily hold it. We first saw this bouquet on Sadie, I believe. Yeah, Sadie in Series 1 comes with the bouquet. But that's it. The girl in black. So there they are. The Living Dead Dolls Series 29 variants. They are crazy hard to get a hold of. So if you can get a set, you are very, very lucky. I have a feeling they're going to be worth a lot of money. So there they are. Yeah. Again, thank you so much, Afei LeVay, for here. Let me see if I can get him in place. There we go. For letting me review these dolls. I really appreciate it. The last thing I want to do is show you how great they glow. So here we go. 1, 2. Ooh, where's my hand? There it is. 1, 2, 3. And there they are. Look at that. I mean, look at how intense. Where is she? Right there. Look at how intense the silent one is. I mean, she glows hardcore. Again, this is black light, but you get, how great they are. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Afea. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
She destroyed many men.